18-0. Did you know Quartz Hill should be tired? They played 8 games in 12 days and 5 on the road.
Wow, that is a lot of baseball right there, Ronnie. But if you're doing something you love, you're never really gonna get tired.
You got it.
That's why you never get tired, right, Ron?
No. I'm not going to tell you about the time when I fell asleep on the air, but and the game was a lot closer than 18-0, believe me. I have you here, Joe, to keep me awake.
That's right.
You have a gift. And look at the triumvirate over there. Don't you feel comfortable with them in charge? They're at the table producing this. Tiffany Johnson, we got Annabelle and Jen, all 3 at the table running the show.
Absolutely, and you
I
can't.
mean, if I was on an airline right now going to Boston and that was my flight crew, I'd feel really good.
Absolutely, yeah. And
the
they
show.
feed us too, Ron. They feed us.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to place my order here. Who do I tip? All right, with it, number 15 of Quartz Hill is the hitter at the plate. Well, he's going to already start his substitutions, but I'm ready for him. It's Seth Humphreys. I know Tip is proud of me right now because she had to provide all the backups, backup names when Coach Kavanaugh started to use his bench warmers. Seth Humphreys, the hitter at the plate. Seth is a freshman. He represents the future of this Quartz Hill team. Like we said, the sun will set tonight, the sun will rise tomorrow, and Quartz Hill will be in the postseason. Things you can count on in life. Humphreys, stretching out right there. And by the way, I don't have his height and weight in there. Tall, angular young man, even himself, should be about 15 years old. Pitched down low in the dirt. Enan Salvador in relief for Jimmy Munoz, but Munoz is still in the batting lineup. Salvador rocks and fires away with the pitch at the strike. Oh, he wanted to take off, so it was a ball 3 situation. And right there, you're learning. Don't ever show up the umpire. Don't head towards first base till he makes the designation. There's a lot of pride out there. And down low in the dirt, that's ball 4. Did you see what happened to Aaron Boone of the Yankees the other day?
No.
Some fan was yelling out some profanities over the dugout. The umpire throws Aaron Boone out thinking it was a Yankee player. He wouldn't have been able to identify the player. He just heard what they would call, again, a 4-letter word. And Aaron is protesting vociferously. The umpire said, "He didn't come from me. He came from the fan up there." And the fan went, "Who, me?" Yes, it was him. The fan got to enjoy the rest of the game. And Aaron, the longtime Orange County native, remember the Boone family, Brett Boone too, played at USC? Well, he took an early shower.
Oh, there you go.
Left-handed bat at the plate right now.
Oh.
Keenan Salvador, and he hits it as a base hit into right center field. Now, they're trying to cook something up right now that's delectable. They've got themselves runners at first and second. And it's senior day, so there's a lot of pride out there nonetheless. Let's see, 25.
That was number 18, Maddox Farrell with the single, right?
Okay, Maddox Farrell at the plate.
No, at the plate is
18-0. So again, he's bringing in wholesale changes.
Right.
And Maddox Farrell's out there. The first offering to him is taken outside. The pop of the mitt means this young man, in baseball parlance, the terminology is he can really bring it. You've got Royals at first and second. This is hit right down the shortstop. Threw his glove into center field. And I'll tell you, opportunity for Kenneth Ortiz. no doubt they'll probably rule an error on him. Bases loaded right now for Royals.
I just want to say, Ron, that was Vincent Sanchez for the Royals, number 25,
Oh,
with
okay.
that single. Yep.
So glad Joe is here. So glad Jennifer's here because it was really something. Uh, brought some upset stomachs to me last week
We're trying.
dealing with no scoreboard.
Yeah.
But Lank, there's no excuse. Antelope Valley had a scoreboard. It wasn't on. So they didn't turn it on. No scoreboard operator. Here, they just didn't budget it. There's none whatsoever. People are so reliant on game changers as the bases are full right now. And Salvador rocks and fires away with the pitch up high. 1-0. First time I've seen it. I've seen the mercy rule instituted for a game. Never a mercy inning. 16 runs over, make it 18-0. Pitch over for a strike, and the count even at 1-1.
Yeah, I think the first time I've experienced the mercy innings was in our past telecast. It was Desert Christian against Faith over there at the Big 8 complex. But like you said, Ron, from our standpoint, you don't, without the resources there, you don't know what's going on.
No.
Yeah.
When you have a game like this, it's up to the broadcasters to truly fill and pull out some of those old jokes that you haven't used for a while. You don't know when they're coming. Pitch taken high. He's got power. He's a tall, angular young man, and he's got the bases full. And trying to get upwards of 20 runs in the game is going to be a little blue pit. Is coming up quickly, trying to attempt the catch. He couldn't make it. And at least one runner scores. Everyone else moves up 90 feet. 19-0, Quartz Hill. Stop the hemorrhaging. Put a suture on it. Let's see if he's going to continue to bring in some new players. Because Kavanaugh loves to do that to L28. He's got it out for me.
And as we take a momentarily pause, I just want to apologize. We had a quick blackout on the feed, but we're back in, and we just want to apologize and thank all our viewers for your patience.
Oh, so all those jokes are lost forever. Maybe that was a fortuitous moment for me. High fly ball right side. I don't know how much they missed out there, but if you're a Quartz Hill fan, oh, you missed a lot. 16 runs in that second inning. The mercy inning rule was instituted. That historic moment. Pitch taken high and inside. Lozano, the pitcher, at the plate. 18-0 now. I believe it's 19-0, right? One came in a moment ago. Great.
You're correct, Ron.
Baseball-like score, fouled away at the plate. But like we said, they know how to make contact and only have struck out about 15% of the time, this Quartz Hill team. A two-hopper down the third baseman threw his glove. So again, the agony persists. And they did it. They got to the 20 mark. And number 2 will step in there right now.
For 16.
Batting for number 16. Hold
Connor,
on just a minute there. Evan Tepper.
For Connor Gregory, yeah.
For Connor, who ended up finally getting a hit. Evan, a junior. We'll be seeing a lot of him next year. Over the top delivery from Salvador. And it's a strike 0-1. Still the wind kicking up and fluttering the shirt of the pitcher out there on the hill. Fouled away this time. Makes it 1-1. So praise for his in-game management skills, Kavanaugh, but also the utilization of his talent. He's got to have them ready for the playoffs. And we'll know this week where softball and baseball teams are headed. Pitch inside, 2-1. Evan Tepper. Not a tepid response from Tepper as it's fouled right there at the plate. So glad to be up here back in the high desert after spending time down in the LA area. It's like a breath of fresh air in your homeland here, fouled away right side.
Enjoying those Santa Ana winds right there, Ron?
Santa Ana winds keeps everything, keeps you on your heels, you know.
Right.
And the pitch, big roundhouse curveball, misses outside. Remember, the bases are loaded. And remember also, the last time I checked, it was 19-0. 20. The big 20. Stands out like a sore thumb. Another over-the-top delivery. Anyway, being down in the LA area, there's always a potential for crime, and it's a sad situation. So I was sitting in a restaurant that had a big sign that said, keep an eye on your laptop.
Right.
Yeah. While I was watching my laptop, somebody stole my food. And that one, he just stole an opportunity at the plate to come through Tepper because he ends up striking out. That's as rare as hen's teeth, but it's great to see, of course, the pitcher Salvador make a cohesive attempt to take pitching superiority in this game, but it'll be hard. They're down 20-0.
And the umpire just mentioned, Ronnie, 26 for player number 4.
And I got him right here. I know Tiff's proud of me right now. This is where we were lacking last week. His name is Adrian Alfaro, the junior. The pitch is over for a strike, 0-1. 301 down the lines here. 380 to center. No home runs in this game, but a lot of extra base city.
Yeah,
Extra base city, a town that Quartz Hill frequents often.
a lot of doubles, balls bouncing over the fence there,
Oh.
Ron. Yeah.
You know that field is rock hard, almost AstroTurf-like. And the pitch, he struck him out. Left with the bat on his shoulder, and again, showing what he can do, Keenan Salvador. A couple of strikeouts in the inning, and now we're down to number 13. That's Diego Rosales.
Yeah, Diego Rosales, first baseman, junior, 5'10".
You don't believe that story, somebody stole my food.
I sort of did, Ron.
People
Yeah.
either, when I tell that line, they either laugh uproariously or they start crying, you know, knowing how much I like food. Pop up to right, it's going to be a fair ball or not, or they're going to send the runner back. Let's see. Our view was obstructed. Looks like he'll get another chance at the plate. Look how he set that bat straight on the home plate, and it just held up there. No, everybody back to their appropriate bases. It remains 20-0. If you went off for lunch or to take a nap, you missed a lot in this ballgame. Yes. Big roundhouse pitch, the breaking ball, misses up high. We're at Eastside High School, everyone. The newest of the Lancaster high schools. And they're thinking softball right now because that's the team that's headed to the playoffs. Fastball taken high. Bat back and forth, almost like in a hypnotic state. And that's taken in. Will slip away right now from the catcher, and nobody's going anywhere, Joe Leao. That time, he got away. And you know, it's many times an older ballpark has plenty of space between home plate and the backstop. And so that tells me it's an old ballpark. It's not. It's just the way this was configured. But you would think then down the right left field line it'd be spacious. It's not. It's a juxtaposition here, an anomaly, and strange. And Diego ends up swinging for strike 3. So whenever you have a lot of space down the lines and behind the plate, it's a pitcher's ballpark. This is a mix, a little bit of both. 20-0, Quartz Hill on L28. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Ron, for that. And as we're in between innings here, I'm looking at the senior night. We only have two seniors from Eastside Lions. That's Amari Bussey, number 5, and Matt Mena, number 44. And just to give you a depiction here, our cameras can't capture this, but they got their pictures right now on the backstop, and then their senior pictures, and then right below that they got their baby pictures. So, you know, I mean, I could just remember, my kids. I can't believe they're going to be that age. I got a 10th grader in Highland, and then about soon to be ninth grader going to Highland as well. So just to imagine them being varsity and playing a sport would be definitely uh, an achievement. But even if they don't, I still love them regardless because, those are my kids. But to see, to go to these games and to see development and these players on their journeys is totally amazing, and their futures are just starting. And with Matt Mena going to being accepted academically to 4 state colleges, and then Amari Bussey going to the Air Force, it goes beyond baseball, and sports is such a great analogy to life, right? So you learn a lot of life skills through sports, and this is one of our main purposes with L28 Sports is to cover that and document really these priceless moments in these students' journeys.
Well said, Joe. And when you see that little guy with the handsome face, Amari Bussey, and what he's grown into, and then ultimately, if you had a photo, fast forward 10 years from now, and know that he's serving America, putting his life on the line so we can all enjoy the fruits of this country. I mean, you're talking about there's enough people out there to overcome any distraught or feeling of anti-patriotism when you see an Amari Bussey, when you see Matt Mena and what they're going to achieve outside the baseball diamond. And you can't help but your chest swelling up with pride.
Absolutely, Ron.
High pop-up. It's going to be right now the bottom of the third inning. It's going to be a foul ball. Again, notice that short area, not quite wide in terms of right and left field, which would benefit a hitter here, but then a lot of backstop room. It's a strange dichotomy here. I've never seen that. It's either a lot of room down the lines and behind the plate or not. Here they wanted a little bit of everything. The pitch over for a strike. Number 46 up there, the pitcher, Keenan Salvador, who got himself a couple strikeouts in that last inning. And the fastball taken high.
Is that a new pitcher, Lozano? Oh, no.
Lozano is the starting pitcher.
Oh, watch out.
High pop-up back here. And our talented communications czar fielded that. Just boom, just like that. No errors on the part of Jen.
Oh,
This is going to be a ground ball right back to the box. The pitcher Lozano has it and flips the first for the out. He had a play like that back in the first inning. He's really adept when it comes to fielding and getting the job done. And think about it. All the defensive positions out there, they're all waiting for the ball to be hit to them. The pitcher is releasing the ball. He's got his mind on that until it's released. Then he switches into defensive mode. And he's only got 60 feet, 6 inches there to make the play. And Lozano did it beautifully as the pitch to Bussey is a strike, 0-1. Lozano rocks and comes right back. High, hard one. Bussey went after it. Couldn't reel in the big one. It's 0-2. So a lot of problems out there just being a pitcher. Things don't get easier for them. And if they can field their position, that's only helping their cause. And another fastball, 3 in a row, taken inside, 1-2. Amari Bussey being honored today as one of the 2 seniors. Swung on and missed very late on that one. He just stuck with fastballs. There was nothing scientific about that. He didn't try to play around. He just came in with the what they call the sweet heat. Good old country hardball. You throw it as hard as you can, and the hitter swings as hard as he can. And now it's going to be the top of the order in Albert Lemos. Albert, a talented outfielder, but really suffering out there on the windswept day in center field for the Lions. Fastball taken for a strike. The count even to Al, 1-1. One down, bottom of the third. 20-0. That's right. That's not a typo. That's fact. Pitch a strike, 1-2. Comes right back, swung on and missed that time, and he took care of business in a very efficient way. And we're talking about starting pitcher Chris Lozano. A 6-1 mark this year and a minuscule 2.39 ERA working a shutout. It's 20-0 Quartz Hill on, again, L28.
And just to give all our viewers a quick update of the Lancaster at AV high school game. We're looking at 12-0 is the score, and wow, we're just having blowouts trending all day today, huh, Ron?
Let me turn my mic back on and reply.
Sorry about that.
Ronnie, a long pregnant pause that time.
No.
Yes, and it seems to be we've been caught up in the maelstrom of it. Yes, in the eye of the hurricane, because we've had one after another. And my imprimatur is to try to keep the game interesting. And we did hear from Coach Kavanaugh. He said, thank you, L28, for making the one-sided games interesting. But we're just like most fans. We want it close. We want something dramatic. And we're hoping that if we do go on to the postseason, of course, we'll be seeing teams that are very closely aligned. And we'll get some of this, I think, ridiculous offensive explosion and get down to some pitchers' duels. A real mano-a-mano struggle. Again, we'll see how everything all shakes out. And that all starts again next week with the CIF Southern Section baseball and softball playoffs.
You know what, Ron? I hate to challenge you on air right here, but can you remember the last no-hitter from a high school team
That
you called? You ever called a no-hitter? And if you did, how did that win?
I think it was sometime about 10 years ago when I was West Ridge, and it wasn't in the Foothill League. We've had some close games there. I think it was at some tournament in Orange County, which we went on. We traveled with West Ridge. We went to Fresno, San Jose, always to Vegas every year. So all I can say is I've seen more of these kind of games than the no-hitters.
Right, right.
I'm still holding out hope. Hey, how about I had a Ciro Coso college baseball game Saturday, and the pitcher in the ball game sit down the first 14 hitters in a row. I thought we had not just a no-hitter, but a perfecto.
Was he a lefty or a righty?
Lefty.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, we get back to this one as we're headed now in the top of the fourth inning. So glad you're with us, everybody. Hang in there. 20-0 Quartz Hill. And let's see, we got a brand new
Isaac Estrada.
Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. The 5'7", 155-pounder. And the pitch is a strike. I always thought, Joe, it was had a cross purpose. All these guys dying to get a chance to play, but they end up coming in, sadly, in a meaningless game. Everybody wants to contribute and make a difference. But then it comes down to, hey, thanks for letting me play. I want to get out there and play. Pitch squibbed away, foul. I don't think he swung at that one. He just got away from the catcher. 1-1. Harrow. Harrowing Harrow. Oh, high chopper, flanked by the shortstop. Here's the throw, and in time for the out.
He's out. There we go.
Cat-like reflexes on the part, that time, of Kenneth Ortiz because it took a crazy hop, jackrabbit type hop, and he had to suddenly wait on a baseball he thought would be maybe at his waist, and he had to reach up with a good vertical to snare it. And that's not the end of it. The powerful, again, right arm of the young man Ortiz got the out. Harrow is gone in a harrowing moment. Keenan Salvador at the plate. High pop-up, drifting foul, and out of play. Hey, I just noticed, look at the homes right on top of this campus. I wonder if we can get a shot of that. I don't have a monitor here, but look, we could call a baseball game right out of that window of it. Right? Right? Look, they got an open window. Can you imagine owning that home?
Right? Or if you have a pool and then,
What a view of the athletic facilities here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're in your backyard pool and then all of a sudden a foul ball just plops into
foul
there.
ball comes right in.
Just like that.
But I'm thinking about the joy of having every game easy to see from your back bedroom.
I mean, that's the best view in
look
town.
at that. They're two-story houses here.
I love the floral of the yellow flowers of that house. Really nice.
Well, they can only hear our descriptions unless our camera trains on it, but it is awfully close. Oh, it's going to be a line drive base hit to right on the part
Of Gontes.
Jason Gonta stepped up there, and I liked his hitting style. He didn't try to force it. He just went with the pitch the other way. So here we are in the top of the fourth inning, 20-0. And, of course, Quartz Hill now has another runner on, and right now in the person of Gontes. Now we go to left-handed bat at the plate. Number 18, Maddox Farrell. In the old days, I remember at San Fernando High School in the Valley, we did a football game, and I swear the homes are right there over the fence from our press box. And that's not the end of the story. Then there was no internet, just phone lines. And every week I had to order one until it got very expensive. I still had to do the game of the week for KGIL radio. So I had a spool of 100 feet of phone line and ran it from the press box into the back window of someone's house. And then I knocked on the door. I said, hey, I'll give you $30. Would you not make any calls tonight? We're going to send it back to KGIL. Because that's how we did it then. Regular phone lines, just dialed up. Well, guess what? We got through the game. Everyone thought our levels were great. And the homeowner said, anytime you're back in San Fernando, give me a call.
Wow, and that's
Hit by the pitch that time with number 18, Maddox Farrell. He'll head to first base, and we've got runners at first and second. That actually happened. I just wish I had a photograph of the phone line going into the back of someone's house. I know it sounds like the prehistoric days, but we actually had running water.
Wow, at first I thought you were pulling my leg, but
No, that is
yeah.
not like the lost laptop story.
Right.
That actually happened. Nobody stole my food. Here's the Sidewinder, a three-quarter delivery. God, we don't see enough of that. Harrow has taken over as a pitcher right now. And it does discombobulate the hitter at the plate. That was over the top. But I love seeing those Sidewinders because as a hitter, remember, you just have milliseconds to make a decision with a 80, 90 mile an hour pitch coming 60 feet, 6 inches. Harrow comes right back, deals, and it's over for a strike. When they start to go Sidewinder, the hitter at the plate gets the jelly leg syndrome. He wants to bail out of there, but the pitch comes right back down the middle of the plate. But you think it's coming out your left ear or right ear. Ground ball, it hit the runner. And so he should be out immediately. Unable to make the play was Kenneth Ortiz. Runner was going by. Or was he hit? Accordingly, there's only 2 umpires out there. It's not like Major League Baseball. They're on every base. And I thought it did disrupt it. But maybe he just got out of the way in time. If it hits him, he's out. Instead, it's another break for Quartz Hill. Harrow, the first pitch. And to number 17 it is, Bo Carr.
Carver?
Well, this is pronunciation I got from Tiff last week.
Car. Got it.
When Tiff tells me a name, it's like from the voice of God.
Exactly.
Right. A goddess, that is. And here it comes. And she kept saying it, Vocar. And I go, what? What? Vocar. The last name is spelled, as that pitch misses for a ball, Karrer.
Ooh, nice down the middle.
I might think that I would say Bo Carey. Now, if you've been to New Orleans and you know about the French Quarter, that's the Vo Carey. Well, this is Bo Carey, I thought, but Tiff says it's Car, and so I'll live with that. A pitch taken outside, and it should be 2-1.
The French Quarter known for their Cajun, right, Ron?
Oh, had some wonderful, memorable times there. The pitch swung on and missed, and Bo is gone. And I did the NC2A tournament there for baseball. Wow. University of New Orleans playing, I think Tulane, but the winner of that went on to the College World Series in Omaha. Oh, Cal State Fullerton, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I had Augie Garrido. God bless his memory. What a legend. And the pitch taken high, that was K Money Radio, KMNYNI. That looks like an L28 staff member going by right there.
Yes, that's
Get
Ryan
his
McKell.
autograph.
That is.
It is an L28 member as that's fouled away. And at the plate right now, Xavier Moreno.
Xavier Moreno
Xavier,
or
okay,
Javier?
thank
Oh,
you.
Xavier, yep.
Yep. And that's another school back east.
Mm-hmm.
That's a legendary school, Xavier. And that pitch will take to a strike to Moreno. 5'10", 160-pounder, junior. Here's the offering. I'll say one thing. They got first-class netting going around this place. That, for one good reason, the home's so very close by.
Absolutely. I'm guessing those are at least 30 feet up.
Oh, a sidewinder delivery. Hey, you don't want them to have to end up with the baseballs over there and try to sell them back.
Right?
I knew a guy who lived in Rialto off of a golf course. Any golf ball that came into his yard, he ultimately turned around and sold them. So you never know. As for this one, 20-0, Quartz Hill. We got a lot of sideline stories, obviously, in this ball game, headed for the mercy rule. We'll be right back. No, it's truly selling.
Thank you, Ron. And just to give you guys another quick update, the Lancaster at Antelope Valley High School game, Lancaster is up 13-1. Correct? All right. So at least AV has scored there. We covered them right last week, right, Ron?
Yes.
And what are some of your impressions of that game?
My impressions of the game were like this one, and with no knock, because I love the athletic directors and the people that work so assiduously on campus, but the fields need work. And even Coach Cav mentioned that he wished there was more parity, not just in talent, but in the fields, because he's very proud of Quartz Hill, and he mentioned he'd love to have us come out and cover one of the games. He's justifiably proud of his field, of his scoreboard, and when you play a game there, both teams feel that they had an even battle, that nobody was possibly had a game taken away because of an errant bounce or because of a gopher hole. And so this is an issue, and you'd love to see the fields get better. And I'll have to say Antelope Valley, well, that's a field that needs attention.
It really brings that phrase, have a even level playing field, right? I mean,
Well
that's
said.
yeah.
And that's not just a metaphor.
Right.
That's true.
That's funny. On our last telecast, Coach Rick Hannaran shared a quick story with us of how the rivalry between AV and Quartz Hill. He spoke to me and Tiff after the game, and I don't know if I should say this, but he knows that nitrate sodium makes the grass really green, so they went to the Quartz Hill field and put the initials of AV on the field, and it just turned green, and it lasted for almost a month. And that was back in the 80s, early 80s.
Oh, okay. Before Kavanaugh's reign.
Right, right.
Okay, that's going back. I guess after 40 years, they're free enough to spill the beans, so to speak. How do
Yeah.
they say it? They know all the skeletons in the closet.
Right, right. Well, I don't think that's really a skeleton, but
Well,
yeah.
at the time, somebody was pretty angered by it, but as you said, water under the bridge. Hey, it looks like coming up right now, number 13 for Eastside.
Faye Jr.
Well, he's going to let him play. It's senior day, second to last game of the year. It does mean a lot. We're not going to see the wholesale changes that's evidenced right now by Quartz Hill. So, one Diego Marvin Valier. Yeah, Diego we've seen already. So Marvin at the plate takes a pitch for a ball. Brand new pitcher out there for Quartz Hill, Ozzie Sanchez. Oh, that gets away all the way to the backstop.
23. Yeah, Ozzie Sanchez.
OZZY. Ozzie Sanchez, a right-handed pitcher, 6'1", 175-pounder.
Hopefully, maybe possibly named after Ozzie Smith.
Now, why did I think you were going to say Ozzy Osbourne? I don't
Oh
know.
no,
Where
Smith, right?
where your mind was at that moment. Yes, I like that baseball reference. We really should ask him and his parents what brought it on, because it's got the OZZY of Ozzy Osbourne and not OZZIE, which is Ozzie Smith, the Hall of Famer. Here's the pitch.
Woo.
Slash this time deep into center and reaching up at the last minute. He does make the grab.
Wow.
Okay, it's a heroic grab. It's really great. He reached up. He's got a great vertical out there, Jeff Kavanaugh. But he made a little mistake on it, and that's why he had to do what he did. They always talk about Willie Mays in center, how he played a little bit more shallow so he could go after a ball that he could ultimately, most of the time, a majority of the time, track down for the fans to see him make a heroic catch, that if he was positioned right, it just would have been a routine fly ball. But Willie was trying to milk it for everything he had. And he made some stunning catches. Mina is at the plate. Matt graduating. 1 and 2 seniors tonight. Pitch taken high and inside. It's 1-1. To have that kind of confidence, though, you don't know how far the ball's going to be struck. And all that territory out there in center field. Willie Mays could handle it. The offering is a strike. Inside part of the plate, 1 and 2. And that slider is a strike. So it must have been 3-1 now. 2 and 2, I believe. Yeah. Mina is quite a story. A 4-year varsity player. Leads the team in homers and RBIs. Oh, I say the homers thing advisedly. They only have one, and Matt has hit it. Fouled away. It remains 2 and 2. On deck, Kenneth Ortiz. 20-0.
Woo.
Oh, boy. The adage on that well hit ball to center field is he hit it on the screws that time.
Right.
Woo.
You can hear that cut right there.
Yep. But the aluminum bat has taken a lot out of the high school game, but then they neutered the bat even, in fact, about 10, 12 years ago to make it less likely for an injury, like a ball hit back to the box for the pitcher, or that's why you see these long fly balls just seem to die like a dying quail. It's not the bat it used to be.
I didn't know that, Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use the term neutered, but you might have a better term than I have.
Hollowed, maybe hollowed. Yeah.
Well,
That's another way.
what
to put
is,
it.
A lot of the jump has been taken out of it. And they said to do it to protect the defensive players as that pitch taken outside and high. And the pitch down low. The runner goes.
Mena!
Here's the throw. He's
And he's
safe
safe.
at second. Great to hear the crowd. There's a crowd over there, but mostly sitting on their hands for obvious reasons. Their team is down 20-0, and it's great to hear them.
The spirit is still alive here at the Eastside Lions
Sure,
Den.
and they want to finish well. You want to have a good memory to carry on. You know, the playoffs go on and on through May for the teams that make it. What about the ones staying home with the memory of the regular season? So you want to finish strong. And if they score, it's going to be a great moment for the Seaside team just to break the ice. Here's the pitch by Ozzie, and it's a strikeout. A very much dejected hitter at the plate there, making the long, laborious walk back to the dugout, and the hitter is Munoz.
Jimmy Munoz.
We saw him out here in terms of his pitching proficiency, and this swung on and missed strike one. We talked about Marvin Valier, who's working so hard behind the plate, and it's not easy. But now we see a wild pitcher there. Ozzie uncorks one. The catcher, Esteban Sepulveda, goes to retrieve it, and now you've got a runner at third base right now for this Eastside team. But anyway, for Valier, he's a remarkable story, the catcher for Eastside. He just learned the game 2 years ago. So you got to give him a little wiggle room when he's having problems with wild pitches and dealing with them. Catching is one of the most difficult positions, and so many things you got to know. Pitch taken high at that time to Munoz.
And usually your catchers usually have a cannon too as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, most of your catchers.
Well, I have to say this, Sepulveda, great hitter. I mean, he's just amazing. But his throw was lackluster just a moment ago to second. He didn't have that, again, steely-eyed missile man going there. They're applauding. We know not what for, but still they do have a runner at third base. There's 2 outs, and it remains 20-0. Here's the pitch. Ball taken high. Great velocity from this young man. And remember, he's a senior, so he knows his stuff out there. This is the windup for him and into the playoffs. The pitch swung on and missed. It's strike 2.
So I know you mentioned it earlier, but Mena subbed in by number 2. What do you think is the strategy for that right now, Ron?
Mena's done his job, and they want to get him ready for the senior get together.
Gotcha.
That's the most simple thing off the top of my head. But when you're down 20-0, it's giving other people a chance to play. Mena got out there, and now I'm sure they want to put the memory of this game behind them and get ready for a celebratory attitude tonight. As the hitter ends up walking, we have now Lions at first and third, and the hitter at the plate takes a fastball down low, and again, it's our good buddy, Inestroza. Ace is the first name. ASA. I guess they purposely gave a short first name because last name was long enough. Swung on and missed. He wanted to go yard on that one.
But like you mentioned earlier, I think you're absolutely correct because number 2, Ramiro Mangana, he's actually a freshman. So like you said, Ron, get him more of the team experience. You're right.
Inestroza, a 9-letter, multisyllabic last name. How do you like that? So mom and dad are saying, well, we don't need to call him Maurice or anything on the first name. Let's just give him Asa. Then they'll only have 12 to deal with it. A Baker's dozen. Fouled away right side out of play. Hey, Angel over there down the right field line. She doesn't have a chair. She's got a great floppy hat on. She's doing yeoman's work, and the ball was hit towards her. And like Ryan last week, she didn't budge an inch. Wow. Oh, that one's a high pop up, and we heard that come down. When you hear a noise like that, you just hope it is on pavement and not on someone's body. Yeah, so kudos to Angel. And wherever Ryan is, he's.
Yeah, Ryan's over there at third base.
Oh, okay.
Holding it down.
He's under a shade tree,
yeah,
though.
These camera operators.
There are perks.
Nerves of steel.
Pitch taken outside.
Nerves of steel.
Well, you start to get the attitude on camera. Hey, if I fall away or run away or something, I might miss the shot. He comes down to that fundamentally. Look at that bat back and forth. Oh, a nice stroke. He golfs it to center right at Jeff Kavanaugh. Hey, he looked like he hit a 7-iron that time, but right into the waiting hands of not a golfing green, but Kavanaugh's leathery mitt. 20-0. We'll be right back.
I'm sorry, Angel.
And then, you know, and just quick shout outs to the Quartz Hill fielding right now. It's like they don't make mistakes. And wow. And you can catch more of this action, right? If you subscribe to the City of Lancaster YouTube's page, that's on YouTube, just type in the search field City of Lancaster CA, and you can catch all the streams, all the videos, all the news, all the events on our YouTube page. And also feel free to follow us all on Facebook and Instagram and get involved with your community. Like we mentioned earlier, we're literally trying to make these playing fields even and leveled, and these high schools can definitely need your help. So, and one big way to help is also to watch and subscribe to the City of Lancaster YouTube page.
And the concern goes beyond, naturally, if the game is on, as you've noted so well, even playing field. What about the threat of injury? I mean, once that happens, and someone's career is threatened by it or their future, you start to see people start to move in action and make something happen. The area is rich in baseball talent. It deserves better. One thing that now, until what they call competitive equity next year will be instituted by the CIF Southern Section, you have to deal with the fact of the disparity in the leagues. You're talking about a D2 team here, Quartz Hill, ranked in Division 2, number 2 in all of Southern Section against a Division 7 team. Right there, the league's not balanced. There's not much they can do about it because they got geographical rivalries. But again, that's always going to make it difficult for AV or this school to beat Quartz Hill or Highland or Lancaster.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough problem to approach and solve there, Ron. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're here in the game of commentating. I didn't say I had a solution. We just posed the problem.
Right.
Number 2, Evan Tepper is at the plate right now for Quartz Hill. 20-0. Royals. And the pitch, a curveball for a strike. Wind is really moving now, and this should be it, as the mercy rule will be instituted. And this, the top of the inning, the bottom of the inning, will be the last chance for this, again, Lions team. Been a rough year for them. They've only won 4 of 20 games this year. Uh-oh, swung on, dropped by the catcher, and no throw down to first. They're just going to say he swung at it, and he's finished, and Tepler will make the long walk back to the dugout for out number 1. Usually if the third strike is dropped by the catcher, then it still counts as a strikeout, but you have to throw to first to, again, consummate the out. And the umpire said no. Catcher did hold on to it, and it was a strikeout legitimately. And number 22 stepping in there right now is Ian Simpson. I can't believe it, 5'6", 120 pounds.
And
So this young man out there, and he's still growing. Ian Simpson is a junior. The growth spurt is yet to kick in, but
trying to chime in there.
that's what I think about 120 pounds. Remember, Eastside are the Lions, but this young man, Ian, he has the heart of a lion. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike.
Something we did notice, Jordan Harrow holding on to his left elbow there. It might be experiencing a little bit of pain.
Always a concern. And they instituted the pitch count limit in high school long before anyone else caught on to it. It's a serious matter. Pitch taken outside. Into the windup, deals away. Bounced to the backstop.
The great thing about Game Changer round 2, it shows here that Harrow has pitched 35 pitches so far. So I don't know how accurate that is, but I mean, that's definitely going to cause a little bit of tennis elbow right there.
Remember, he started in this ball game as a hitter, and maybe it's not pitching. Maybe it's an ill-advised swing or a problem on the field, which caused him right now to look like he's favoring the elbows. That's a high chopper, throw to first, and we've got ourselves 2 outs. They want to get through Quartz Hill, and you know there's always the issue, and nobody knows if it's true or not, the piling on. And I can't say that happened in this game. The players are allowed to swing the bat and do their thing. But I can't imagine right now there's a lot of emphasis on the part of Quartz Hill adding more runs at this juncture of the ball game. That's a common complaint. I hear it all the time on all levels. Number 13 at the plate, Diego Rosales.
Oh, the pitcher.
And the offering is this going to be a ball, 3 balls to Diego right now. Yeah, it looks like his elbow area is somewhat limp and close to his body. Not expending a lot of energy. That's ball 4. 4 straight wide ones to Rosales, who's on first base. Harrow in relief in this ball game. And now, number 11, Isaac Estrada. We're here with the complete L28 Sports crew, the media contingent, watching a 20-0 ball game. Last chance in the bottom of 5th as the mercy rule will be instituted as the fastball taken outside for a ball by Harrow.
And then,
Comes right back,
you're going to be
taken,
some people?
and that one's high, and it's 3-0. So Harrow suddenly has lost the ability to find the strike zone. Whether he's feeling any pain or suffering right now with that left arm, but it's obvious he's holding it close to his body. The right-hander rocks and fires away. High pop-up, giving chase. Here comes the first baseman. He makes a diving catch.
That's Matt Mena, folks, right there, number 44 with the hustle.
What a way for the senior to go out in style. A diving catch as we head to the bottom of the 5th. 20-0 Quartz Hill on L28. We'll be right back.
And you know, it's plays like that, Ron, that would definitely make, you know, not only a fan, but your dad proud for sure. Yeah. Yeah, shout outs to Herman Mena and his first year in coaching this Eastside Lions varsity baseball team. Only they have 2, you know, seniors, but next year they're probably on the incline in the trajectory of improving more and developing more. So expect a lot more things coming from this Eastside Lions team.
Bo Parisi.
Number 3.
Jordan Harrow, Keenan Salvador, and Amari Bussey, the bottom third of the order, and the last chance right now in what we know will be a Mercy Rule instituted ball game. It's 20-0, Quartz Hill here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Trying to shut the door and finish this thing. As you know, both these teams will be facing off again against each other at Quartz Hill on Thursday. Bo Parisi. I'm going to tell you, it's the first time in my career, it's a long career, we've had 2 Bows on the same team. Bo Care, and this is Bo Parisi. Parisi, the 6-foot, 195-pounder.
What are the odds on that, Ron?
And Tiff has a bow, too, coming. So it's 3. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
Only at L28. All right, here's the pitch. Oh, he hit him. Already Harrow was favoring that left elbow. Looked like it was in pain. Now he takes one on the fingers or the maybe on the hand, where again there's a very little skin protection and the chance for a fracture. And he runs down to first base. I mentioned that last game. When somebody gets hit by a pitch, they don't want to just saunter to first. They want to run it off and try to forget it. But you can see he's in pain right now,
Absolutely.
really feeling it. But they got on first base. Any way, shape, or form. Salvador the hitter, and that was down low and misses 1-0. Parisi on the hill. Oh, he plunked him.
Oh, double hits.
He plunked him. The first one on the hand, of course, of Harrow. Salvador takes it on the small of the back. Now you've got here in the 5th inning, runners at first and second, and the number 9 hitter, Amari Bussey. Wouldn't it be great for him to have a great moment as a senior like his teammate Matt Mena did a moment ago with that diving, spectacular catch?
Right. And it's just amazing to see, Ron, these, we've seen them as kids grow up to be these young adults, and now they're seniors and just making amazing plays.
Oh, it's heart-rending, and no doubt you have to think about it. Coach Cavanaugh been around 21 years overall, 19 years at Quartz Hill, and they're all like his sons. And even though Jeff is out there, his actual son, biological son, he can't treat him any differently. He can't do any favoritism. You know in his heart he's rooting for his son. But at the same time, coming through the program, they're all really siblings. And swung on in that time, a little piece of it on the top part of Bussey. 2-2. 2-0. Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer's getting it done. She's the official scorer. The pitch misses. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jennifer led me astray a moment ago. I trusted her. We're back in good graces right now. Here's the pitch. Oh, a squibber right down to the second baseman. Waits for the runner, applies the tag. And now we've got Lions at first and third.
You got to get a hit on senior night, you know?
Now, that was an example of the bats that have been neutered and the effect. You get a wood bat, major league, minor league, it's not going to act like that. That thing looked like a folly floater, a butterfly, a knuckleball,
Knuckleball.
and it should not have looked like that, but that's what the bats do in 2024.
Ooh.
One out, and first pitch swinging down
Might
to
get
the
a
first
run.
baseman. The throw to the pitcher, just in time, but not before a run was able to score.
Yay.
They
Eastside
did it,
on the
Joe
board.
Leal. They've done
Did
it. They got
Woo!
it run, and Tiff, and all of us are applauding it. The L28 crew in unison, 20-1.
You know, it's just more than a run, right? It's
Symbolism.
symbolism, like, hey,
And
we're
that
not going
does
to give
matter
up, right?
in this
Sure.
day and age because they're laying it on the line, and it's their senior day, and the pride is palpable. Number 13 now. That's Marvin Valier. We already talked about him just taking up the game 2 years ago. Look at that good swing. It's a drive to left. It's over the head of the left fielder. Here comes another runner to score. Valet on his horse will wind up with a stand-up double. 20-2.
And Bussy comes home.
Well, that woke us up from our Rip Van Winkle stupor. And Valet, incredible. Like I said, how his maturation level. Baseball has a lot of skill levels to learn. It sometimes helps when you start in Little League. He didn't. And look how he's flowered. And the pitch to Mena, and that's a strike, 0-1.
Hey, Ronnie, has anybody mentioned that you talk a lot in your sleep then?
Oh, yeah. Roommates have told me. Ronnie, we have a good spot for you if you'd like to take your head in the sink and your feet in the tub. And Mena decides to lay off of that one. A junk pitch, and it's outside.
What another amazing diving catch on that foul ball there. That was
Oh,
really
yeah.
great.
20-2. Runner at second, taking a very generous lead. What do they have to lose, Joe? Just lay it on the line. Baseball, a game that sometimes is overanalyzed by the coaches and managers. They try to play the percentages, right? They don't need to do that now. They just need to play
Analytics. Yeah.
Oh, they've gone too far on that,
Too far on analytics.
Take a lot of fun out of the game. Well, anyway, right now, just swing the bat. Swing away. Pitch taken for a strike 3 to Mena. And that should do it as the mercy rule is instituted. And if you can believe the score, it actually happened here on this Tuesday afternoon in Lancaster, California. It's not football, it's baseball, mind you. And Quartz Hill with the 20-2 lead and win. By the way, Quartz Hill improves to 22-5, 11-2 in the Golden. Eastside falls to 4-17 and 2-11 in league play. By the way, a game that went 2 hours and 15 minutes in Lancaster, California.
That really lasted that long, Ron? It didn't feel like that. It didn't feel like that.
It was really 2 hours and 15 minutes. I was a young man when I started the play-by-play here today. But nonetheless, it was great to see Eastside get the 2 runs, symbolism, and they just have to remember in 48 hours, they both have to meet up, and this time at Quartz Hill's yard.
Right.
Tiffany's got a good job right now. She's going to go put the interview together.
Just to give
And
you
everyone's going to have a stiff upper lip
Right.
because she's going over the east side. And I love when Tiff does an interview because it's always on the positive side. She looks for the bright light. So we'll wait for her
Absolutely,
lining
'cause-
it up. And Joe, any final observations from you?
Yeah, just to give you a quick update, Lancaster High School defeats Antelope Valley at their home field, 13-1. So Lancaster winning 13-1 as we wrap up this game with some TIFF interviews here coming up shortly. But what a game, Ron! Senior night, the symbolism with the 2 runs for the two seniors.
Right, right. But they're
So
looking ahead.
right.
Coach Manna told me before the game, we're looking ahead, and we're going to have a great team next year. And one of the people really depending on next year, Albert Lemos, a young man that transferred from Highland, also carries a 3.0 GPA. Watch out for him next year because a couple key players will finally put them in the race in the Golden League.
That's awesome, and just looking at the people transferring or whatnot, so that'd be amazing.
Well, I'd like to see the facilities updated, but also the pride palpable. But now Eastside is going to switch over and themselves going to find themselves rooting for their softball team because they're going to qualify for the playoffs this year.
Yeah, their softball team really great again. I think it was Coach Price. We interviewed Coach Price and that freshman uh, pitcher, Haley Lavender.
Okay, we're going to switch it over to the senior day night festivities, and we're going to cover it here on L28. Final score 20-2 Quartz Hill. And thanks so much for joining us on to senior night and day, all in one, and Tiffany. Oh, Joe. Get all the Quartz Hill photo. Put that right here.
Head Coach Kavanaugh, you are a legend in the AV community when it comes to baseball. So, what is your coaching style that makes it so able for you to just stay on top of the league?
I have good baseball players. Year in, year out, we get a lot of good baseball players, and just try to be consistent. Try to teach them to play the game the right way, and have them play the game hard.
And since you've been in this industry for so long, you've been able to see generations happen and come through your team. So, what has been the most amazing story that you've seen? Maybe a dad becoming a parent to one of your current players. What is it?
Yeah, I haven't had any brothers come in yet, so I'm not quite there. But a lot of brothers, a lot of families have come through. So, but no sons of former players yet.
Almost there. Don't worry. Going into playoffs, what is the tactic for you guys to come out with the championship?
One game at a time. You got to win the game you're in and worry about the next game later. So when that first game happens, whatever you have to do to win that game, worry about the next game later.
Thank you so much,
All right.
Coach. Good luck
Thank
for
you.
playoffs.
Thanks.
See you
Thank you.
soon. Thank you. All right, guys, we have two seniors coming up for you, the seniors of Eastside High, Matt and Amari. They have great stories, great futures ahead of them. So looking forward to see what these young men have to say. I believe they're still getting interviewed. So a couple more seconds. They're still having their senior night. So give us just a minute. All right, viewers, we've come to the executive decision that we're just going to let our seniors enjoy their senior night, but we do have to advise you, stay tuned. We're going to have recorded interviews of them because they have bright futures ahead of them and also had a great game. Today, Quartz Hill came out with the win and they're heading off to playoffs. Make sure you guys stay tuned because we might be able to cover playoffs, but we have a special feature on Friday. AV High School does an Overcoming Obstacles track and field event every year. We have about 500 attendees for those that have special needs and are amazing athletes themselves. This is L28 News. I'm Tiffany Johnson. See you next time on L28 Sports.
We're ready to go. We're off and running.
If you call that door.
So we're ready for game action. So glad you're with us here on L28.